Hi everyone, it's Chenzo from RealityArtPod, here to talk about Week 2's live Thursday eviction episode of Big Brother 27. Last time on Big Brother, Jimmy's bloodbath of an HOH continued when nominees and targets Kelly and Keanu both won vetoes, leading to a renomination of Amy and Will, joining Adrian on the block. Before I dive in, I put a link in the description to my playlist to catch up on my recaps. If you like the content, consider liking and subscribing. You can also use the link in my description to try Paramount Plus for free. But let's dive into it, starting with our Thursday night segment I like to call
What's Julie wearing?
Ooh la la.
Exquisite!
Julie's wearing a sad, matronly, wrinkly beige dress. Beige, beige, beige. This very boring outfit is spiced up with a dinosaur tooth around her neck. Back in the house, we pick back up where we left off. Kelly used her second veto, and Jimmy nominated Will. Will calls this nomination a bitch-ass move from Jimmy. Jimmy's pretending to cry and make everyone feel bad for him. It doesn't seem to be working. While the powers were used, Adrian says he has the greatest power of all, his own mind. He has the support of Zach to stay in the house. In the backyard, Morgan and Mickey continue to stew about Jimmy being a bad ally, and when he approaches them, they don't want to talk to him. They sit in silence. Will is struggling to find common ground with the younger players. He doesn't like talking about TikTok videos and farting, but he bonds with fellow nominee Amy. Catherine and Lauren agree they want Amy out. Lauren feels like there are two sides in the house. There's most of the women and Jimmy, and most of the men with Kelly. She's closer to more of the guys, so she leans more towards that side, and wants to vote Amy out to keep the sides at war. Kelly and Vince are still allied. They're watching Rachel to see how she handles Amy's nomination. Julie gets flirty with her blocking. Walking down the stairs, she pursued journalism but dreamed of dance. Back in the house, Mickey and Morgan definitely want to keep Will, even over Amy, and they campaign for Will around the house, but Adrian also has a lot of support from the guys. Ashley tips Rachel off that Amy's probably going home, and Rachel does go on a campaign trail, trying to save Amy, telling everyone that she's dressed for a funeral. Rachel's funeral attire is a hat with veil halo, a black bikini, and sheer see-through dress. She tries to save Amy, but her campaign doesn't seem to be working. We get to the blockbuster competition, where King Adrian is wearing his glasses. Nothing says I'm locked in like finally being able to see. Players will race to complete a 12-piece fingerprint puzzle. The first player to complete it wins safety. They get started. Adrian's carrying multiple pieces at a time, setting himself up with a head start, but his puzzle gets messy, and for a moment it looks like Amy's gonna figure it out, but clear seeing, self-described goated Adrian finishes first and saves himself from the block. Julie sends the nominees back to the house, where players are all wearing pink. They couldn't switch Julie into something pink. The players were planning this for days. There's a brief cheer for Adrian, but it gets sad as Rachel, Amy, and Ashley hug and say goodbye to each other. They haven't even voted yet. I wonder who's going home. But they do their speeches. Amy gets emotional, and Will is silly with Julie. He says, "Hey, Julie." Julie says, "Hey, Will." Will shouts out his wife, who he calls Chocolate Drop, and when he's done, Julie asks Will if she's his lemon drop. "Am I your lemon drop, Will?" is crazy. We get to the votes, where it's unsurprisingly unanimous to evict Amy. So by a vote of 13-0, Amy's told to hit it. Ava's especially torn up about this, and on her way out, Amy shouts, "Get Jimmy out, he's a snake and a liar." I can't tell if she's joking or being serious. In her interview, Amy feels like her alliance with Rachel held her back, and we get goodbye messages, notably one from Rachel, where she promises to cause chaos and avenge Amy's eviction, and a goodbye message from the mastermind, which was funny. So we have to say goodbye to Amy, who had a rocky road in the house. She was assigned as the accomplice, being the only person who could have gone home day one. Then she ends up on the block for the first 2 weeks. She had her alliance with Rachel, and preseason she planned to have an all-girls alliance. When she was on the block the first time, most of the women voted to keep her, but she never took the initiative to lock in that group. She should have at least tried. We saw in the episode she finds out Jimmy's considering her as a replacement, and she doesn't even try to ask him not to do it. That was when I got annoyed with her, because why not just make an attempt? Overall, she had good social game, but her lack of strategy and competition ability are major issues, and while I do find her pleasant, I think compared to the other two nominees, we'd seen all we were going to see from Amy, and I'm okay with her going here. At the end of the episode, hosts of Friday night's Big Brother Unlocked, Taylor and Derek, show up to promote the show. Taylor looks resplendent. They're so mysterious about the show that they're promoting, and play a guessing game with Julie that's honestly so confusing. Julie says she's going to be tuned in tomorrow to watch it. She won't. But that's all I have to say about this episode. I know you'll let me know in the comments what you thought about King Adrian's win here and Amy's eviction, and who do you want to win HOH? I'll be back later with my week 2 player rankings once I figure those out. If you like the video, consider liking and subscribing, and I'll leave you with one final thought-provoking question. Am I your lemon drop? Until next time, you know where to find me. Bye.